Welcome to the November Leafy Couture Flower Club. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful aromatic wintry foliage arrangement. So this is what will arrive with your delivery. So the lovely postman or woman will bring you this box. Inside we have some gorgeous scented foliages. So first of all, put some music on, shut the door, tell everyone to go away and have a little bit of time for you. If you pop the kettle on, we'll pop some tea bags in here as well, so you can have a nice calming cup of herbal tea, or make yourself a gin and tonic. I won't tell anyone if you don't. You also have a lovely one of our bespoke postcards, so you can keep this to put on your wall, or you could send it to a friend. And we've got some twine as well, so this is what you're going to use to bind the foliage hand-tied. So let's move those to one side. So the first thing that will hit you when you open the box is the scent. So in here we have some absolutely gorgeous different textures. We've got some cotton, so this is dried, so this doesn't really need water. It's a beautiful cotton. We've got some rosemary, so you're all aware of what gorgeous scented herb rosemary is, and we like it because it's all like silvery and pointy and very angular. And then we've got some ilex, so beautiful evergreen foliage. This will last forever. Ilex there. Really nice dark stem on that too. And then we've got acacia. So this is one of my favourite foliages to use this time of year. It's really feathery, beautiful matte green. And we've got some populus berried eucalyptus. So this is great for movement. It's got its beautiful berries on it, and it's scented as well. So it'd be really lovely in your home. It just smells amazing. Trying to kind of incorporate lots of different shapes. We've got some eucalyptus cinerea, and this is in season at the moment, so it's absolutely gorgeous, fresh, smells really, really fragrant. Some people hang it up in the shower. Oh, it's beautiful eucalyptus scent there. The cinerea. We've got a little bit more rosemary, and then we've got some pussy willow. So again, this is something that will just literally sit and dry in your home. But it's, to me, that is winter. So there we are. So first thing to do is take all of your foliages out of the box, recycle your box, or use it for Christmas presents for someone. Just put that to one side. So find somewhere to lay all your foliages out, bearing in mind that there might be a little bit kind of dropping of leaves or little bits. So maybe do it on a table that's kind of protected. So we're going to lay them out. And then what I want you to do is I want you to recut the stems of all of your foliages. And we're going to do this with secateurs, which you can also buy on our website. Huge fan of these Bergen and Ball ones. I like the pink and the yellow because they stand out as well. So we're going to cut everything on an angle here. And when we're doing it, we're going to cut away from ourselves on an angle. And that's going to open up the drinking area of our foliages. So we're going to do that to every single one, and I want you to put them in a vase of water so they're all having a really good drink for a couple of hours before you use them. So just work your way along the line, just cutting on an angle, and that'll rehydrate the foliages, sorry. Okay, so just gently cutting on an angle, and then just put them in a bucket of water, give them a good drink. The other thing you can do is if you have a stem like this one, for example, you could just see where it's got a break here. I would just cut this so you've then got two stems, and then just remove any of the lower leaves that are going to go into water, because what will happen is they will contaminate your water and put bacteria in the water. So anything that's going into water, we're going to clean off like that. All right. Oh, my toy's rumbling. So we'll go there. So just strip that down, and you'll notice that your hands start to smell really strong, beautiful, aromatic eucalyptus when you start stripping the stems. So if you've recut all of those stems, pop them in some water, leave them for a couple of hours, and then what we're going to do to arrange them, get your twine ready, your string ready, and then have a little look at home what vases you've got. In terms of size, it depends kind of what display you want to make. I'm probably going to go for one of these two here. So I'm just going to put cold water in those. I don't put any flower food or anything. I just think if you keep your vases nice and clean, maybe put a little bit of bleach in them and with water and just wash them out, then that'll stop any bacteria growing in your arrangements. So that's the kind of size that we're going to go for. So then I'm going to take my arrangement, I take my flowers here, my foliages, I'm going to hold them in my hand, and I want to do something front facing. So think if this is going at home, if it's going to go in front of a wall or something, then you want to kind of think maybe it might be better being front facing. If it's going low down on a coffee table, it wants to be kind of all round. Okay, so have a little think about what you want to do. So I'm going to try and do mine. I'm going to put some water in here, and I want mine to kind of be front facing. So in terms of proportion, we want container 1/3, foliages 2/3. So ideally 3 times the size of your container. So I've got my container there. I'm going to start off with this lovely bit of eucalyptus, and I've got my acacia, and I'm just going to hold it in my hand. Just relax your shoulders, don't be stressed, just roll your shoulders, relax when you're doing this. And I'm going to pop it in here, and I'm going to do it on an angle. As I'm adding the flowers and foliages in, I'll do it on an angle so that I won't squash the stems when I tie it. So just have a look at the shape of each stem and how you want it to feel and how you want it to flow. Any of the rosemary, I don't want it to kind of sit in the water, so I'm just going to strip a little bit of the stems. I'm just going to angle that in on a 45-degree angle. I'm going to put some of the populace in, and this is nice because it kind of flops a bit to the side, so you're kind of getting different shapes. Put a bit more rosemary in. And I want to kind of distribute the foliage nice and evenly, but I am going to go for a bit of an asymmetric look, so therefore I want it to be a little bit higher on one side than the other. This is the ilex here, so this is from the holly family, but it's not spiky. So it looks spiky, but it's much more forgiving on your hands. I'm just going to angle that in there. And then I've got my lovely populace, and that hopefully should just sit. By looking at the shape of the stem, just spin it round and find out where you're happiest for it to go. Gorgeous. A bit more eucalyptus there to come at the front, I think. So nice angle there. And then we've got a little bit more rosemary at the back. And then with the pussy willow, I'm just going to stagger them throughout the design. Put one in there. So I've got a lovely, lovely scent hitting me as I'm doing this. It's gorgeous. Just have a play with how you want them to sit. And then I'm going to put my cotton in right at the front there. Okay. So the way to tie this now is take your twine, and I'm going to fold it in two here. And I'm just going to take the hook that I've made here and pop it on my finger. And I'm going to take that hook over the top of my hand and round, so that if I pull these two ends through the hook, I've made a bit of an anchor. And sometimes it can be a lot easier if you pop it down on the table, and then when you pop it on the table here, you can then split the two legs of your hook and tie it off. So just go back round a couple of times so it's nice and secure. But because we've spiraled our stems, it means that the stems aren't going to get crushed. So I'll just trim off any excess. Okay, so that's a really lovely, simple, beautiful, effective design. So, and then just look at your container and just think what size and how it's going to sit. So remember, our 2/3 to 1/3 might be that you want to use a taller container, depending on where it's going. Have a little think, see what you want to do. I quite like it in that one, actually. So I'm going to leave it in that one. But this will last for weeks. If you just have it in the house, smelling amazing, just keep topping up the water, changing the water every few days, and you can just enjoy the beautiful aroma that hits you as you're walking past it. And all the greens, it's proven that bringing green into your house and in the form of kind of foliage and plants is really good for you. So especially as now we're heading into lockdown, it'd be brilliant to have something beautiful and botanical in your home. Okay, so enjoy, and please don't forget to share us your pictures of your arrangement.